Harriet, it really does confirm that this has been a catastrophe, doesn't it?
Well, I think it's a very, very difficult situation indeed. And obviously it makes sense from the American point of view that they should take stock and consult widely and really think where they go from here. And the suggestions they've made seem very sensible. No doubt the full report is being studied. It only just came out a few hours ago. But I particularly welcome what it sounds to me, having not read the report in full, you'll understand, but it sounds to me like they're recognising the importance of their involvement in the search for a Middle East peace process.
But why isn't there something like this here? You're patting the Americans on their head and saying how good it is that there should be this. It was your government, wasn't it, that vetoed any serious kind of inquiry about the war?
Well, in terms of an actual inquiry about the origins of the original use of force, I don't think that's what the Baker report has done anyway. It's about looking at where they go from here. And obviously we have defence select committees, we have foreign affairs select committees. We have a different relationship between the executive and the legislature than they do.
You've got a puppet legislature, unfortunately. Ed, the Tories went along with this lot, didn't they? Isn't it time that you joined Blair in issuing the apology which he hasn't made for this catastrophe?
Well, I supported the war at the time, and I still, in principle, do support the war. But we did call for an inquiry. We've called for a Franks Committee-style inquiry.
Yes, you have a sort of 10% credit for that.
Into the conduct of the war, and I think that would be a very good thing. The government told us we couldn't have that inquiry because somehow it was damaging to the morale of the troops. Well, the only two MPs who have fought in Iraq and Afghanistan are Conservative MPs. They both want this inquiry. I think it would be a very good thing, and as you say, I think it would be useful to have that debate. So, I mean, I think it's very interesting, the Iraq Study Group report. I'm not sure it says that much that is original, apart from obviously wanting to engage Iran and Syria, which is pretty amazing stuff when you consider America's relationship.
The axis of terror.
Exactly, with Iran and
It's
Syria.
interesting, isn't it, Ian? You're placed in the middle, rather than typically a woman between two men, because on either side you have representatives, important representatives, of our two main political parties, both of whom supported this thing. Would you agree that this war not only is a disaster, but was a completely predictable disaster?
I think it was, and it's interesting. What mealy-mouthed words from both of them. It was vaguely interesting. We should have a different report. What they said is a humanitarian catastrophe. We know from the figures 650,000 people have already died since Harriet and Ed sit here with their mealy-mouthed words sent our troops into Iraq. We're facing a humanitarian catastrophe. Both the Tory and Labour parties in this country are directly responsible for that. Now Bush is casting around to cooperate with the axis of evil. I've got a three-point solution which will get us out of this much quicker, right, and is far better than the Baker report. We should get popular opposition to the war back on the streets in this country, surround number 10 Downing Street on May Day and stay there till Mr Blair goes or ends the war, a la Hezbollah in Lebanon. Our troops should come home, not wait to be ordered home by George Bush or Tony Blair, but just decide to get on the plane and come home, because all they are at the moment is sitting ducks and Aunt Sally's out there waiting to be shot at. And these two should be prosecuted as war criminals.
That